Good morning, class. Today we are going to talk about comparatives. Okay, I'll show you in a minute how it's written properly. Comparatives is when we talk about two objects or two things or two people. Okay, as you can see, my friend here, Forfu, and my friend Pidia, they are not equal. Pidia, he is shorter, as you can see, look, he is shorter than Forfu. Forfu, as you can see, he is fatter than our friend Pidia. But Pidia's head is bigger than Forfu's head. So I'm going to put them here in a minute and we're going to bring them back in a minute. As you can see, they're in the corner of the video. Comparatives, as I said, is when we compare two things, two objects or two people. It helps us to describe better who we are talking about. Now, in comparatives, normally we use, as you can see, I've improvised a board to help you. We talk about the subject. We talk plus the verb to be. Okay, so we have the subject plus the verb to be plus the adjective. Now, the adjective here is exactly where we are going to put the comparative. We have two kinds of adjectives. We have small adjectives and we have big adjectives. When we use small adjectives, we add ER at the end of the adjective. I will give you an example and some words in a minute, okay, so you will see clearer. Plus the object, who we are comparing to. Okay, so this is basically what we need at the beginning. Of course, there are different kinds of forms of writing comparative sentences, but this is the base. This is how we normally write a comparative. So I would say Forfu is the verb to be. We are going to use the adjective fat. I've put it in capital letters so you can see better. Okay, fat. And we are going to add ER, but we have something different here, which I'm going to explain in a minute. So Forfu is fatter than, we need the than, which I did not put here because it's got to do with the adjective. Okay? Plus, or should I say, than our friend Pidia. Okay? So Forfu is fatter than Pidia. Now that we've got that more clear, okay, I want to have a look at the adjectives. Now, there are basically 4 groups of adjectives in small words. The first thing is, we need to know, is that different to Portuguese, we divide the verbs or the adjectives differently to what they are done in Portuguese. For example, I always like to use this word. Sorry, put a mistake. Friend, or the adjective would be friendly. Now, If we compare or separate the word in Portuguese, we would probably put it free and li. That's how we would normally do it in Portuguese. But we're not talking in Portuguese, are we? We're teaching English. And in English, we divide the word by the times we open and close our mouth. So the word friendly, I'm going to repeat it slowly for you. Friendly. Friendly. So as you can see, it would be considered in Portuguese a dissyllable. Why? Because it only has 2 syllables. Friend, friendly. Friendly. Okay? So, getting that out of our way, now we can talk about the groups. Today we are only going to talk about small adjectives. The big adjectives or the different adjectives that we have, they don't suffer any alterations. We use the word more before the adjective without any alteration. But we're not going to talk about those today. So, as you can see here, the word forful or the word fatter suffered a different meaning. Like I said, there are 4 groups. Okay? The first 2 groups talk about the syllables. Okay? And we add a letter in some words. So we can separate them. Let's separate them. Okay? Sit down here, Forful, please. Right. Let's separate them into some groups. Okay? We have no, just add ER. Okay? We have another group which we add the last consonant plus ER. We have another group which we take out, we cut the Y and add IER. And we have the groups which are the exceptions. Okay? Now, they suffer completely a different way. So let's have a look at the first group. Groups that we just add words. So we have the adjective small. It's going to be smaller. No alteration at all. Now, the ones that have a consonant, we're going to add the last consonant, which are like group of fat. Now, what is important about fat? Let me get another one for you. Big. Okay. Fat and big, they are important because they are CVC. CVC. Consonant, vowel, consonant. What can we do about them here? When this happens, look what happens. Fat. We're going to double the last letter. We're going to double that. We're going to put 2 last letters and ER. The same with big. Okay? So when the last three letters are CVC, and it comes into one of these situations, we double the last letter. What about cut? Cut the Y. Well, let's look at the word ugly. The word ugly ends with a consonant and a Y. When this happens, we normally cut the Y. So we're going to use just these letters. We're going to change the Y for an I-E-R. Okay? So this is basically what we do. Now the exceptions, okay, we have words like good and bad. There are three actually: good, bad and far. But we're not going to see far today because it's not talking about descriptions of people or things. So good would become, let me put it in a different color. Better. And bad worse. Okay, W-O-R-S-E. So these, my friends, and my darling students, are basically the rules that we have. Okay? Now you've got this in a picture. In your books, when you have your books, you can have a look at this. Also, let me get closer for you. Okay, as you can see, we have a site, learnenglishkids.britishcouncil.org. Okay, I'll write it bigger in a minute for you. Okay, you can go onto the computer, go onto the internet, and you can see English, learn English kids.britishcouncil.org, and you can type in the word comparative, and it's going to give you more details and more lessons and some exercises about this. It will also come up with superlatives, which when we compare three or more things, that you don't have to worry about that now. Okay? So this is basically when we talk about small adjectives. Let me give you a clearance about, let me put some stuff on here so this can come off. Here is shorter than thoughtful. Okay? So here we have two kinds of sentences. Now, the next sentence, just so that you can clear your mind, is thoughtful is more beautiful than BDR. Thoughtful is more beautiful. Notice that beautiful does not suffer any alterations because it is a big word. Okay? So this is more or less the class that I want to talk to you today about. Hope you enjoyed the class and have a nice day. Don't forget to continue washing your hands and eating well, because that will help you. Okay? Bye-bye for now, until next class.